You are listening to Jenney Clark at Awakened Souls on Spotify.
When I wake up in the morning, that's when the birds start chirping. The song will be depending on the mood I'm in. Either I'm brooding or I'm brutish like a hooligan, zen like a Buddhist in a new playing flute again. Birthday suit scooting through the wind. Bible said be fruitful, but the rulers want to new the men. The people need a hero on them to the pen. It ain't really me, but let me see what I can do for them. I ain't keeping up with the Kardashians. Got my own toxic reality to be
That
tapping in.
is LTKFC, the brand new single from Eon MC and Alkaline 23, out now. Get it on Apple. Hey listeners, welcome to Awakened Souls with your host Jenney Clark.
You are listening to Jenney Clark at Awakened Souls on Spotify or wherever you're listening to our podcast. Every week we will bring you stories, conspiracy theories, and pearls of spiritual wisdom. We will talk about everything from ghosts and hauntings, shamanic teachings and crystal healings, angels and demons, to tarot in the occult. If there is anything you want to share or want us to cover, DM us on Awakened Souls at Anchor FM or email us at teamawakenedSouls@gmail.com. Namaste.
In today's episode, we have the preppy-looking movie star Shaun Joseph Gerardo. He is a versatile American film, stage and television actor. He is also a former semi-pro basketball player. He made his major feature film debut in X-Men First Class in 2011. Since then, he has worked in movies of different genres, including action, sci-fi, fantasy, and more. He also made his animation film debut in 2013 with Alpha and Omega 2, a Howl-iday Adventure. Shaun is known to me for the last 6 years, and I have found him to be a compassionate empath with a warrior spirit. He doesn't mince words when speaking on a subject he is passionate about. He loves mentoring and taking up social causes while running a tight schedule of acting and business. Let's get down with Shaun and find out more about him.
How would you describe yourself, Shaun?
Man, that's a great question. I would describe myself as bold, risk-taking, definite believer, and a studier of everything, and a knowledge seeker, for sure.
Yeah, I've known that for sure. Share with us some childhood stories and what it was like being raised in an Italian household.
Oh man, it's interesting. You have to be strong, that's for sure. You can't be weak in that environment. It's a very passionate, it's a very intense environment at times, and I think there's a lot of love, but there's also a lot of yelling and arguments, and you can't misconstrue that with feeling sorry for yourself. You just kind of have to take it and move on, because that's just the culture. That's just the way the culture is, and I think that the culture makes for strong individuals, and it's an amazing culture filled with a lot of creativity, filled with a lot of talent, and a lot of love and a lot of depth. So definitely grateful for those experiences.
What's a present you can open over and over and over again? You got it right, a book. Check out Magic of the Ancients, Wisdom from the Stars by Jenney Clark on Amazon.
Was it Roman Catholic? Were you raised a Roman Catholic?
Yes, I was. Yes, yes.
Wow. So is it different from the, regular other religions per se? If you look at it,
Yeah, I
being
think
raised Roman Catholic.
Roman Catholic it's a very compared to kind of the other religions that I've studied or looked at, it's a little bit more strict, and there's definitely certain things that um, you have to believe and you kind of have to follow, and the praying is very strict, and certain things are very strict, and there's a lot of rules that they follow. But I kind of go there and stay active in the church because it was something that really gave me a good foundation growing up, and where if I'm ever having a tough time, I could always get to the church and be welcomed with open arms, and people who are believers too. So, but Catholic society is not for everybody, but it's definitely for me. There's been times where I've gone away from it, and I've come back strong to it, and yeah, it's just and obviously, yeah, people hear about Catholic private schools and how strict it is, but I also believe that it's also a place that can really develop people as well.
I was raised Catholic and by nuns, as you know. So I would vouch for that for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. You get it.
yes, I do. What kind of movies do you want to make in future? Could you tell us a little about your work life and current projects?
Well, I've definitely worked on a series of films, and I've hired all kinds of actors, people I grew up watching, and then people that became friends, or people that I learned from, or that were in my network, and it's just kind of funny how the business works. But I love doing action films. I'd love to do more major market films. I've definitely been in the independent realm for a while, so doing a major market film is very exciting to me. I've done a couple medium market films, definitely in the voice world, and in the acting world, but I'd love to produce a more, be a part of a bigger film, maybe get just an amazing script and produce that piece. So that would be awesome.
Any interesting anecdotes while working with the big names in the business that you want to share?
And any interesting people, is that what we said?
Yeah, interesting events or experiences while working with.
Oh, yeah, plenty. I mean, not to hold back anything. I hired Tom Sizemore twice. Should have learned the first time. And Tom Sizemore is a guy that did absolutely incredible work in Saving Private Ryan, and he's been in a lot of major action pieces, but he's just an individual that doesn't carry himself quite well, and his reputation has definitely been banged around, and I was able to experience that firsthand. And there's a lot of cussing and a lot of violence, and
Oh wow,
so yeah, so I
violent.
definitely, yeah, definitely my upbringing prepared me for that. So no, but yeah, he's just a very interesting person, and it's kind of shameful because a lot of people that come out here and do well, sometimes they get torn into different lifestyles, and I think he's one of those people. So talent goes to waste sometimes, but that's probably the most interesting event, I would say.
And probably you learn from that. That
Yeah, I definitely learned from that. Just not, well, obviously not to hire him again, but also you just kind of learn that sometimes people tolerate a lot of craziness in this business, and I just didn't want to be that type of person. So it's always about seeking your type of people, and and
absolutely.
being bold and trusting God, and trusting your abilities, and knowing that the right situation will come. You don't have to settle for anything that's toxic or trash, or something that can really kill your energy. You don't have to do it. I mean, the world's just too big and vast, and there's too much money in it to settle for anything. So I think what it taught me was just, no matter what your colleagues want, never feel like you need to settle. And if you feel like you're settling too much, you should get into a different group of people. So I think that was the biggest lesson.
Absolutely. Yeah. What do you like doing in your spare time? I think this question is valid after 2020.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, I'm a definite workaholic, so I don't like to have spare time. But when I do have it, I love to play. I love to play basketball. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, exactly. I like to play basketball. I like to mentor people. I like to give back. Sometimes write poetry. I do writing, and also part of my job is to do quite a bit of writing. So I definitely enjoy doing that. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, being around kids, being around animals. I also love those things as well.
Beautiful. Who is your celebrity crush? Do you have a celebrity crush?
I really don't. I would say Meryl Streep is up there just because she's just a phenomenal talent. I mean, she's won, the most Academy Awards out of any actress. So she would definitely be that person, I guess. But I don't really have one per se. I just respect her work.
What has been your best, or should I say worst, experience working? If you've had any best or worst experience that you could never forget.
Oh, in the business?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, or just in general. Let's see.
In general too.
General too. I think in the business it was just working on X-Men, because I started working on X-Men, then I was only an extra, and then they promoted several of us to give us more lines. Ultimately, we had a whole sequence that was cut, but at least I still got paid for it. And I think when that happened, I realized just how much money can be made in this business, and that was very exciting. So I love that fact that there's a significant amount of money that can be made, and you couple that with it being very exciting and working around these amazing people who definitely are strong and resilient, because some of the things that these people deal with behind closed doors, they will never repeat. And I really appreciate that about the business. It definitely breeds tough people. So that was just one of the great experiences where I got to work really closely with a director and a first AD that were they're legends in their field. And I really appreciated that week I was on that set.
Awesome. How has COVID-19 and the whole 2020 thing affected you work-wise and personally? And have you been vaccinated? Are you anti or pro-vaccine?
Let's see. How has it affected? Well, I think it just made me a better person. It made me try to learn more. And personally, yeah, I think it definitely put things in perspective and not to take anything for granted. And it helped me kind of shift my long-term goals, and just be more of someone that was really seeking to be better in different areas of business and things like that, where I could use more leverage. But it was a shock at first, but we all try to adapt and overcome, and that's the mind. The mind's very resilient, so we have to. But yeah, it was definitely a challenge for this business, because they had to get to testing and they had to get to doing everything a definitely different way. So it's been nothing short of a challenge.
Are you a pro-vax?
That's right. I forgot you asked that. I am not vaccinated. I have to go through the testing. there might be a time when I do get vaccinated. I don't really stand on either way. I think people should have the right to choose.
Exactly.
And
Exactly, I agree.
and yeah, so I'm just
I haven't been though.
yeah. Well, good for your choice. Yeah.
Yes. I
Absolutely.
think we should be given the choice.
Yeah,
It's well,
totally agree.
um, what is your biggest pet peeve? If you have a, if you have a pet peeve.
Biggest pet peeve is probably people that just talk about themselves too much. uh, but I don't really get annoyed or really peeved with anybody because I try to be a person that's in control of my emotions and in control of my mind state at all times, as hard as that can be. So I don't really get too much agitated with people, but definitely it's more of a turn off when people kind of drown the conversation with themselves.
And in your business, I'm sure it's filled with a lot of narcissistic people, especially once
Yeah, absolutely. So, you try to turn it out and try to cut the conversation short as much as you can.
And I find you very grounded, Shaun, and it's a beautiful thing.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh
Try
my
to be.
God. What kind of movies would you like to do in future? And okay, after that, I'll ask you the next question.
Okay. Next, let's see the movies. I like to do kids films too. I like to do animations. I love to do more major animations. So hopefully I can line up my marketing appropriately to be able to have those opportunities, God willing. But yeah, definitely, love working for kids and serving kids. And it's always very rewarding when, they realize that you worked on this project and it's something that they're a fan of, and you kind of build those relationships with those kids. So that's a really big positive to that. So yeah, I definitely love to work, on the voice booth with somebody famous, and that would be really cool. So that would be awesome.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about your business as well? I was just looking at your page, and I just wanted you to share with our listeners a little bit about what you do in your business.
Oh, well, my business. So when I'm not producing, I do have a small marketing company. It's called The Process. And what we do is we do email campaigns, we do social media campaigns, and we do various things to try to help get your message out there, to build a deep story, to try to get people to buy in ultimately to what you're doing and build a community, and hopefully increase sales for your business. So that's what we do. I had a moving and installation company for a while. Don't have that one anymore. But yeah, so always have had an entrepreneur mindset and just a growth mindset, always trying to look for something more to learn and something to build. So I'm definitely passionate about that.
What would you say motivates you in your art?
Motivates me? I think just the fact that someone could talk to you at some point and get inspired by you, and understand that you are important, and no matter what you're going through, that there's a lot of people that you can influence, and without even knowing it, just by trying to live your passions and live up to the person that you're meant to be. So I think it's always amazing when you can inspire others, and definitely young adults, because a lot of people grow up in certain situations that are very difficult, and they need someone to look to, and I think that's the most rewarding part. Yeah.
Would you do a movie like 50 Shades?
Probably not.
I was about to ask you, do you think you would have reprised the role better than Jamie Dornan?
Oh my God, I've heard that I look like him, but no, I probably wouldn't. Oh my God. I probably would not partake in that movie. It's not really my favorite type of thing to do. I don't want to be considered the ladies' guy. I feel like I have more of a rugged appeal to people, and so I'd love to do an action film or even an animation, but doing
Yes,
that type
because
of film is just no good.
yes, because most of your movies, and I just was just looking it up, and most of your movies
Yeah.
seem to be sci-fi and action.
Yes, absolutely.
So I haven't seen any romantic comedies or anything of that genre.
No, I
So
never got involved in anything like that, even in the small market. So hopefully the big market doesn't ask me to do that.
okay. Um, any advice for budding actors? That like to give?
Work hard, put your money away. It's a costly business to be involved in. Just trust yourself, always learn, understand marketing, um, don't give up, and just if you can get started early, like in 19, 18, 20, that's the best way to go because your competition is a lot less. Um, yeah, and that's about it.
And any current projects that you're working on that you want to share with us?
Right now, I'm actually helping someone build their career, so that's been kind of a producing project of mine to getting this young actor going and moving. So that's been a project in itself, and so we're just working on that day to day and trying to get things in alignment with that. So that's exciting, and I love to develop people and help them grow. So that's kind of the premier project right now, but we'll see where that leads, and definitely doing some writing too, but nothing yet on the horizon, but hopefully soon.
That's amazing.
Hmm.
Any social causes or any stand that you want to talk about? Um, anything that you raised your voice against or for?
Um, let's see. Social stances. Well, I'm just a big proponent of having mentors for young adults. I think it's an important thing to have mentorship and try to seek mentorship. However, you can do that. We often live in a day and age where parents don't always realize what they're doing, or they don't realize how to parent very well, to parent strong, young adults. So um, I definitely think that the power of mentorship is very important in this day and age, and especially now in this society. So, anytime I get a chance to mentor somebody young, whether it's an actor, a basketball player, or a business person, I try to help them as much as I can because it's a much needed asset in today's day and age.
That's wonderful. So, just want to check with you. Any words for our listeners before we sign off? Anything?
I would say just trust yourself. Whatever you decide to do in life, whatever you decide to learn, just know that it takes a lot of work. You got to trust yourself and just to stay disciplined because there's a lot of distractions too. And if you can, work hard at one thing, great. If you know what you want to do early, even better. If you don't, then use your time to experiment, figure out what you want to do, and trust your body and see what resonates with you. And try to stick to around people that make you feel good. And if people around you feel bad, you need to get away from them. And just try to live as healthy as possible because without your health, you don't have anything. So that's always the most important thing.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Sean, for joining us on
Yeah,
Awakened Souls. I hope we can have you one more time sometime in the future. Thank you.
sounds good.
Okay,
Thank you
let's
so much, Jenny. All right, I love it.
Namaste.
Yeah,
Thank you, listeners, for joining us. Goddess blessings. Namaste.
Race 2 is an album from Eon MC and The Libra. Get it now.
Just think before you walk away. I hope that you still love me. And it ain't really cool for me to make you choose before you've had time to think. But let me tell you just one thing. I think you got the wrong idea. And I'm gonna be right here. How can I explain myself when I'm reeling from the
What's a present you can open over and over and over again? You got it right, a book. Check out Magic of the Ancients, Wisdom from the Stars by Jenney Clark on Amazon.